Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer as a Lifestyle. So I know I haven't been posting anything for like almost a week, and that's because I've been having quite a bit of winter blues. I don't know like what's going on with me. Well, last year I had a really bad case of them. So last year I really suffered badly. But this year I thought I was doing really good. I even did a vlog on it. I'm going to link it below if you're interested in watching. And some of the different things I started to do this year to kind of avoid the winter blues. So everything went well until about the last 10 days or so. And now, boy, was I suffering. Oh my goodness. I almost didn't, like, I didn't even want to get out of bed. So I'm really happy that today is daylight savings time because even though we lose an hour, we're going to gain sun, and that is just so much better for me. Is that I love the idea of some sunshine finally. So today I wanted to kind of talk about and show you my personal projects. Now I've talked about this for a long time. I've even shown you some of the yarns that I was going to um, that I bought that I was going to use for my personal project. So I just wanted to do a little explanation of the difference between my ministry and my personal projects. My ministry is just kind of everything that the ladies and I do for charitable organizations, and that's all done with donated yarn from people. So, in my personal projects is kind of like what I do with my own yarn, and usually I make blankets for my family members and friends. But this year, I've just I don't know. I have this itch to like make a whole lot of other things. Like I want to make a whole bunch of shawls for myself and for my family. So and blankets and kind of like I'm going to tell you a secret. I've always wanted to make curtains. I know that's like sounds crazy. Like, I mean, who wants to crochet curtains? But I've always wanted to see if I could make some lacy curtains, out of crochet. So I don't know. It sounds crazy, but I have like this really desire to like make things for myself. So anyway, I have started two of my personal projects, and they are both of these are for someone else. So I am really happy about that I finally started. Now that the ministry is kind of winding down for the summer a little bit, even though it's not even spring yet, but we're already kind of winding down a little bit more. So although I am going to be doing a ministry vlog, because I met up with Mary again, and Mary's been like a hit star this year with our ministry. I think she made almost everything that we've donated. She's been upholding the ministry. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out, I have, the giveaway winners. I've already packaged up the items, and I actually added a couple more things. So that's a little surprise for the winners. They thought they were only getting a new ultimate, I think it was ultimate face cream. But in fact, they're getting a couple more items I've thrown in there. So that's already been shipped out. One is going to Dana to San Antonio, Texas. And another one is going to the UK. So I know that a lot of the channels do not like to send anything overseas because of the prices. They worry. But let me tell you, it was okay. It was not a big deal. Um, it was not, it was a lot more expensive than if you did send it here. And the form that you have to fill out, it's just this little form that you fill out of what's in there. That's about it. It's not a big deal. It took only a few minutes. Yeah. So that's all shipped out. The only thing is that when we send things overseas, they tend to take longer. So like, like Dana will get hers probably in 3 days, and Craft and Crochet Rosita will get it probably in like a week, up to 10 days. I think it's 5 to 10 days. So that's the difference about shipping it, overseas. So anyway, I wanted to talk about I'm going to show you. I never show whips because normally, what do I do? I crochet for the ministry, and for the last 5 years, everything I've made, I've donated to charities, right? So I basically have one mindset, and that is what I crochet for charities. So anyway, so I have started. Remember, I was telling you how I'm going to be making, like, I've been asked to make 3 baby blankets, and now remember, I have like 2 roles that I always do when it comes to people asking me to make items, and I'm sure they ask you guys to make things for them all the time. And one is I ask them to go out and get the yarn and how exactly what they need, how much they need, go get it, bring it to me, and I will make it for you. And that kind of, you know what, I've noticed that that solves a lot of issues about people not wanting to pay you. Uh, you know, you kind of can weed out the people that are really, you know, they want something, but, you know, that you start something, but then they change their mind or they don't want to pay you for it. So if they go out actually and purchase the yarn, spend the money, then usually they, you know, they're serious. So I've noticed that a lot, and let me tell you, a lot of people have asked me to make things for them this year, and when I send them out to get yarn, very few of them came back. So only the serious ones. And then, you know, Jane from Scraptastic has this saying, crochet worthy. That's my other group of people, the crochet worthy people. So this baby blanket that a friend has asked me is actually one of our ministry ladies that she doesn't crochet, but she delivers for us. She's delivered quite a few um, packages over the 5 years. So she has asked me to make a baby blanket for her. Now she found this. Can you see this? This is called Tutti Frutti Lions brand. It is baby yarn. And I am actually using an F hook for this. This is how, you know how baby yarn is very thin. Can you see the colors in it? They are very vibrant. You know how a lot of them, I have seen something similar to these in the stores like at Walmart and stuff, but it's kind of pastel-y, in pastels. This one is very vibrant. These are the hot pinks. These are the hot yellows, you know, like the blue is brilliant and bright. So it's called Tutti Frutti Lion brand ice cream. And you know what? I have never seen this at Walmart. She claims she bought this at Walmart. I have never seen it. But, like I said, it's very thin. The yarn is very, you know, it's baby. I'm using an F hook. And I've decided to do this one. I'm going to show you how I've been. In a basic, I hope you can see the color rate. The basic single crochet, nothing fancy, but I'm doing it in a granny, almost like in a granny, the square design. If you look at that, I'm just going round and round and round in a square. And it's coming out like almost like a spiral, the colors, if you look at them. And then I am going to block it with a very pretty border that I use, but I don't remember what it's called. So when I do, I will show you. And I think it's going to be very girly. I just think it's going to be very girly. So I really like the way it's coming out. It's very pretty. Can you see that? Yeah. So that's, yeah, and it's coming out pretty quick. I did this in the car, you know, because it's very small. I'm able to go while I'm waiting, and I am, you know, take it with me. It's very thin. Roll it up. Look how small it is. And I can put it in my purse and whatever while I'm sitting in the car or before work, or I have a few minutes at lunchtime that I can work on. I have to say, I love making all my blankets in this granny square kind of shape. And what I mean by granny square is that it's all the shapes. I love making blankets like this where I'm just making one big square. And I tell you why, because sometimes, especially when I make big Afghans, I don't know if this happens to anybody else. Maybe I'm just not as skilled. But somewhere along the line, especially if I'm making the queen size ones, the bigger the Afghan I'm making, somewhere there's the point where I'm kind of like, I don't know if I added a stitch or I dropped the stitch and suddenly, you know, and it's not as straight. I don't know what I'm doing, and then I'll notice and I go, wait a minute. So when you fold it, the ends never are quite right. So then I have to, you know, I have to rip it out, and so I always struggle with it, especially when the bigger the Afghan I'm making, I tend to kind of veer off, and I make it larger, where I kind of thin it out and make it smaller, like I drop a stitch or I gain a stitch. I don't know. So I find that when I make blankets like this, each side is perfectly square. So I've been doing these a lot like this. But I thought for this type of color wave, I thought this would be really pretty. I showed it to her. She really loves it. She thinks that it looks really almost like a spiral of the colors are just like, she loves it. She loves it. So anyway, I think I'll have this one done almost in no time. So another thing I've started, and I think I should finish this in the next. I think she has to get me one more skein because she only bought me two, and I think I'm going to need another one to kind of finish off and do a nice block around it and all. So anyway, another one. I am loving this one, folks. I am loving this next blanket. I am making this for my, if I have someone, a friend or a neighbor or anybody that I find out that they have an illness, especially if they have cancer, I will make them a blanket. It is given. I will make you a blanket. So I have a girlfriend that I have been, I should say a friend that I has stage 4 ovarian cancer, just like me, and I am going to be meeting up with her, and I wanted to make her a blanket when I meet up and we have some coffee or some tea. So I chose this Red Heart Super Saver in the spearmint. Let's see if you can. It's coming out blue, but it is actually green, and I'm trying to see how can we make it look green. It's coming out blue, but it is spearmint, and it's like a minty shades of green. So you have a lighter, you have a darker, and I think there's like 3 shades. This one is a 1-pounder. I love this yarn, folks, and and what I'm happy about is that I also chose the gray version, the color wave, the gray color wave for my shawl, the very first shawl that I'm going to make. So I'm really happy about that because I really, really, really love this yarn. It's coming out so good. I'm making this blanket. I have to show it to you. Hold on a second. I have to pause for some minutes. So hold on. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, everyone, but I had something on the stove and I could kind of smell it, like, wait a minute, it might be, I didn't want to burn it. So I had to stop. Anyway, let me show you the blanket because I am in love with it. I love the whole texture of it. I love how it's coming out, and I think when I make the shawls, it's going to feel wonderful. So, and maybe it's like that because of the different stitchings I'm using. So I started making this. I hope I can show it to you because I can't even tell you what I'm doing. I am like making my own stitching. So, can you see this blanket, how it's looking? Oh, look. Oh, you're getting that color. I love it. So that's the spearmint. And you see, I am making like several different stitchings at a time. So I have like a single crochet on here. I have a double crochet. I have a V-stitch. I have a puff stitch. I'm like, and I think I even did, a shell stitch. I'm like, and then I keep repeating it over and over again. I can't even show you the whole thing because it's getting pretty big. But I love it. It's coming out so nice. And the feel of it, I wish you guys could just feel it. It's the only complaint I have of it, because I am working, well, I should say maybe 2. Maybe I was kind of being naive. But I thought that I would only need like 2 of these skeins, but I think I might need more. And because these are 1-pounders, but I thought that I would be able to make a lot more than what I have. So let's see how much. I mean, it's pretty okay, but it's more like a lapgan right now, But and that's probably because I've been, I'm not making just a simple stitch, single crochet or double crochet on here. I'm actually adding like all the, the puffs and the V's and all. That takes more yarn. But oh yeah, and on the first skein I did, somewhere like, when I was in the middle or towards the end of that skein, when I was done working it, it like thinned out and it became super thin. And for a minute I was like, what the heck is this? But then I realized that it's probably, it was like a factory defect and all. So that was, because I was like, well, wait a minute, maybe this is how they're all going to be. And I really didn't like that because, you have, some are thicker. You begin with a thicker yarn and then you're ending up with a small one. So I think that was just like a factory defect in that. But otherwise, I'm really loving it. I cannot wait to, and you know what, I want to make a blanket for myself in this. I really love the way it's coming out. Can you, no, see, that comes out really nice. You can see the greens, the different greens in shade and all. And I think she's going to love it. It is so soft and comfy and like you just want to, curl up with it. And here's the middle. Yeah. And again, I'm doing it in my big square, over in like my big granny square design there, over and over again. And this way it keeps me where every side is the same, because I have a problem with that. I really have a problem. The bigger I make the blanket, I'm always somehow dropping a stitch or I'm adding it. And then suddenly, and I've done all this work and I look down and I'm like, well, what the heck did I just do? I don't know why. And I have a tendency to do that with my scarves too. So I don't know. I have to really, it's almost like I think I need to count my stitches. But on a blanket, it seems like, man, how many, there's a lot of stitches, right? In a blanket. In a scarf, it's easier. But, so yeah, that's all that I've been working on. And I think I'm going to finish this. Oh yes, and my daughter's big blankie. Okay. Hold on, let me get it because it's huge. Just in case for some of you who have not seen this yet. So hold on. Okay, folks, I'm back, and this is coming out blue, but it's really purples. These are all shades of purples. My daughter loves purple. This blanket is so huge. I'm telling you, this started out as a project that I decided to make each of my kids like a bedspread almost for their beds. So I did the puff design. Yes, the puff design for my son. Queen size version of a bed that actually I think it was even probably bigger. This thing took me forever. Puff, yes. Came out beautiful. It was so thick, so heavy. I don't know where they're going to use this thing. They might as well be butt naked in Alaska and cover themselves with this blanket. It is so hot and so heavy. But it came out beautiful. So I decided for my daughter's version is going to be thinner. I'm not going to do this. I also started out the puff. And I thought, no, I'm going to make it lighter where she can. So she has all shades of purple. If you notice, everything here is purple. Everything, even the different color waves and all, they're all purple. It's over and over again of lilac and purple and all. It is huge. And I thought I was done. And I put it over her bed. And she's like, Joey's was a lot bigger than mine. And I'm like, really? You're going to do the sibling thing with me? I want mine to be just as big as my brother's. So I am continuing on and on and on, and I'm like ready. I think this is the one that I'm doing now is plum, but it's all coming out as blue on the screen. But I am so done with this blanket. And if she, and I don't want her to get the wrong idea because she's my daughter and I want to make her, but I just want to finish this thing already. So, did you ever make an item? I mean, I love to crochet, everyone. I really love to crochet. It relaxes me. And especially like these last 10 days or so where I have not, I've had the winter blues and I've been feeling, lethargic and all. I've really been looking forward to this weekend to where I was not working, that I could work on these things because it relaxes me. So, but I am like so done with this purple blanket. I mean, have you guys ever worked on a project that you were so ready to just, okay, I want it done? So I gotta finish this thing. This is my second year, maybe even 2.5 years. No, this is my second year on this thing. It's gotta be done, guys. I am just ready. So I think what I need to do with this one, with hers, is to just like when I'm watching a long binge weekend, where you're watching like a series of a show or something, and you're just sitting on the couch and you can just crochet and watch the show. I mean, I am just so done. Well, anyway, everyone, this is all I got today. And I just wanted to show you some. I did start my projects. I am so happy I started my personal projects. And the next thing I'm going to be working on is my niece's blanket. And I am going to surprise you with that pattern because I finally decided on what I'm going to do with it. And it is not what I said I was going to do in the first place. And then I'm going to start my shawl for myself, which is something I don't, I'm a little scared to start my shawl because I've never made one for myself, especially, I never made, I made the regular, the ones that I call that it look like triangles, and, but I've never made like a proper shawl. So what I call a proper shawl or with a different, so I'm kind of looking for a simpler design that I can't mess up. Because then I will feel really bad. And, that I'm not, I don't know, good enough. Anyway, those are my next two. I'm going to be finishing, once I finish at least the green blanket, the spearmint blanket from my friend, my cancer friend, and the baby blanket when it's done. I plan on showing you that finally so I can, there's 2 more baby blankets that I have to make for her, but she has not bought the yarn yet. And I really, I mean, she just surprised me with the yarn at all. I did not think, a lot of times when people request something, they really don't have any experience with yarns or colors and things like that. And sometimes, a lot of times I notice, and please don't get me wrong, everyone, but the colors they choose for combinations to put together, you'll be like, whoa, wait a minute. But anyway, she really surprised me with it. I think it's going to come out really nice. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. And you know what? If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And comment below, have you ever, I would love to know, have you ever started a project that like stretched on and on and on and you just could not wait to finish this thing? And that's how I feel about my daughter's blanket. So, hit the thumbs up if you like it. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.